Hi, it's Jerry with I Love RV Life. One of the things that Joan and I really like about this Montana is all the lighting that we have in here. We can make it very, very bright, or in some instances we can turn some of them down or even maybe dim them a little bit to make it a little bit more pleasant. Except for that. It's just too bright. It's just too bright. Today, I'm going to fix it with this. Hi, it's Jerry. Well, one of the things that Joan and I love about this Montana is all the lighting options that we have here. For the most part, we can make it extremely bright in here if we want to. That's very, very helpful, like cleaning, or we're coming home at night, we happen to bring some groceries in, or we're getting up early the next morning and packing and heading out the door. We want all the lights on, we want it bright, we want to find everything, make sure nothing's loose. But then it comes down to where we're living in the unit, and you just don't want all this bright direct light. If you look behind me, I've got these two lights here and then these two up here that you see right here that are just too bright. We don't have any way to dim these, and we want a little bit of more of an ambient light right over here, especially when we have company. If we have company comes over, they typically sit here on the couch and we talk and we chat. And then I just don't want to put them in the dark. And if I turn these lights on, it's like sitting under an LED tanning booth. It's just bright. And I just don't want that. It's just not nice for them. And then when Joan and I are like watching TV or just sitting down for the evening, we want just a little bit of extra light, just a hue to kind of make it nicer. Well, the Montana over here by our theater seating has something like that, and I just thought, can I take this? You can see that lighting here at the love seat, and this actually came with the Montana. So you see the switch here. We can turn it off or on, or what I like is that we can turn it down and dim it. So on that dimmable light, if I was to turn all the heavy overhead lights off, then this would make it a much more pleasant environment. So I'm going to take a dimmer just like this, and I am going to see if I can make this better. And fortunately, right over here, here is the light switch. We have two lights right here that control these and control these. And I think I can take a dimmer and make this better. I went out to handy Amazon to see if I could find that dimmer or something very close to it. Fortunately, from a front-looking standpoint, it looks identical. I didn't pull that one out to get the model number or anything like that. But again, it's a similar style. I'm pretty confident it's going to work. It's only 3 wires to it. It's a ground wire, a power wire, and a control wire. So what I'm going to do is connect the 4 lights here to the output. We're going to handle the wattage. This, I think, will even handle both LED, halogen, and incandescent lights. So depending on what you might have in your RV, I'll put a link for this in today's show notes and down in the description today if you're looking for something like this, where you can find it, again, off of Amazon. So I'm going to have to pull that unit off. I'll show that to you. I'm going to have to do just a little bit of trimming. It's not going to be a big deal. Hook up a few wires, boom. I think this is going to work perfect. Okay, before we get started, let's get a little exploratory work. I'm going to use this handy little tool here. It's called a butter knife. I'm just going to pop this cover off. There we go. Easy breezy. And it looks like we have 2 small screws here that will back off. Nothing to it. There we go. All right, let's pull that out and just see what we're dealing with. See how much wire we've got here to work with. Okay. All right. Now what I'm going to do, this is my voltometer. I'm going to use that. It's going to be hard for me to put it up here on the screen and measure, so I haven't turned the power off. Look, this is 12 volts. You can touch it. It doesn't shock me. But
I need to figure out which one is power and which one is ground, flow through. So I am going to make an assumption. Here's one of the things that you can usually tell is that when you find usually a loop like this, that you see a lot of times that is your power. So I'm just going to slip that off. That'll kill a light. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to have to clip these ends off that you see here. And before I start, I'm going to have to modify this wood here a little bit. And before I start cutting into all this, I'm going to make sure the dimmer is going to work. And that way, if I have to go ahead and put these types of things back on again, then I don't have to worry about it. So let's, and I'm only going to clip one of these. I don't know which one is the main feed, but we'll work through this.
The good news, this wasn't major surgery. There's 3 sets of wires. There's ground, there was power, and then it's what I call control, or the actual feed to the individual LEDs. And the good news is it works like a charm. So I've got it, fully bright. I can turn the power off. You can see the lights go off, the lights back on. The control, there's my dim, and then the various levels. Now the LEDs, when I don't see the flickering, you'll see the flickering just because of the way LEDs work and how the camera frames capture. You'll see some flickering when I do that, but to the naked eye, we don't see that in here whatsoever. So again, I can turn it down low and you'll see it flickering. I apologize for that in the video. But and then there's the lowest setting, that's off, that's on. So it gives us a very nice, once I kill all the lighting here, and I'll show you that a little bit later, it just makes it so much more pleasant in here. So I really like that a lot. Now, let's brighten that up and I'll show you what I have to do next.
Well, this is the next task. You can see all they did at the factory was just cut a little round hole. As a matter of fact, I don't even think they used a hole saw, probably just some kind of a rip saw here to do that. Now, this is square, and I've got to fit this in this area here. So, I'll pop the cover off here, and we'll determine, again, that's full bright. That's off, that's on. Okay, so I've got to come here and just kind of mark this out. Now, the good news is this is just like a little plywood. I'll show you, I'll just kind of draw and make this fit. I won't do that on camera, but then I'll just kind of trim it with one of these razor knives, and then it just pops right out. So it's not gonna be hard to do this at all. And the key is to make it a little bit bigger than what I need. So I'm gonna stuff all those wires in there like that and kind of get this centered. I know that's off center, but I'm doing that for a reason. Okay, I see that. And then kind of determine here where the holes are. Okay, there we go. I see that. And I see that. It sounds like we're getting a little rainstorm here. Just give me a little mark here, a little reference. Okay. You may be hearing a little noise in the background. It is pouring outside, so we've got a lot of wind that just came up and the bottom fell out, so you'll probably be hearing some noise. Apologize for that. So again, this is just going to take, I'm not going to be in a big hurry with this, and just kind of run it. The plate is oversized, so it'll cover this, and I'm just going to do this several times. I won't show the whole process on the video, it's kind of boring, but just kind of score the wood, come here to the outside, and I want to leave a little extra room so I can kind of adjust. Just keep trimming, and again, I apologize for the noise. Oh man, it is, the rain is coming down, and you can actually just see, I don't know if you can make it out, but the knife just kind of went through, so the razor blade. So it's just a little slow process. I'd rather do this than get some vibrating tool and just making a big mess. This is such a small job, I'm not worried about it. There we go. And that's going to pop right out. Okay, so you can see how that's just popping right out. All right, I'll be back in a minute once I get this finished trimmed up. I'm going to go ahead and make sure on off is the switch and the dimmer goes to the right. So make sure that I get that. Dimmer goes to the right. All right, wires down. I'm going to take our extra wire here and just kind of shove it out of the way. No biggie. Got plenty of room. Kind of tuck those wires in there like so. And you can just see where I trimmed out. That was the old hole, just a little bit of cover there. And look at that, perfect. Now then, I am going to have a little bit of a hole down here. I'll just take some little white putty and cover that. We'll put a couple screws in here real quick and then snap the cover on. It's going to look fantastic. So the only thing left to do is put on the little cover here. It snaps on like so. Now you'll notice I got two little teeny, maybe you can make it out in the video, two little teeny black spots right here. Those are those holes. I'll get just a little bit of white putty. You can kind of see where they've got these staple marks. You can pick up some white putty and I'll just put in there and that'll be hidden. The one up here actually went right behind the switch. Wow, that was easy. Off, on, dim, back on. Look at that. I love this.
Now that was a super easy project. Probably bringing tools in and everything took less than 30 minutes. Super, super easy. Look, if you want to do something like this, you check your lights, see if they're dimmable. I'll go ahead and share with you if they're the incandescent, not the LED. More than likely, those can be dimmed very, very easy. This will handle it according to the description that I saw. Halogen, it will handle those as well if you have those hot halogens, or if you've got LEDs. Now the LEDs that we have in here are what they call the puck style, and our puck lights are dimmable. Now when I turn them down in just a few seconds, you're going to see because of the camera refresh rate is going to make a little bit of a flicker. But to the human eye, we do not see that. There is no flickering when I turn those down. So right now, I got everything on in here just so that I show up for the video. So let's put this in me and Joan chilling for the night watching TV mode, or even if we were to have company, I'll show you what that looks like. So let's turn some lights off. I'll start by turning the big overheads off. We rarely use this. And this would be kind of our relaxing mode. So you see how soft that is. Now we've got some LEDs that run around the ceiling up here and then down around the table that are very soft. And you know, this is just you know, chill mode. Doesn't have to be too bright. Sun goes down. The good thing about it is I don't know it's flickering a little bit. If I want to, we want to turn it up just a little bit. Say we have company in here and we want to talk, but we still want some softer light. You know, I can now adjust it. It doesn't have to look like a tanning booth. And I know it's flickering like crazy, so I'll go ahead and brighten this up. But that was easy. I love doing projects like this. Look, if you're thinking about, golly, I'd like to be able to dim this light, you know, that is over us, or, you know, over our dining table. I've got it when I work. I like it one temperature, a little softer when we eat at night. More than likely, if you've got the older style bulbs, the incandescent 12 volt, or if you have the halogens, which are just, you know, firecracker hot, the good news is you can dim those and it will take less power. If you've converted them to LED, or you're going to convert them to LED, make sure that you look and see if those LEDs are dimmable. That's going to be very, very important. If not, the flicker that you just saw will become more prevalent to the human eye. And that's not a pleasant environment. Now the good news is all the lights that you see in here right now are what they call those puck lights. It's a self-contained unit. If that burns out, I have to throw it away and replace the whole light. But they're supposed to last like 20 years. And it's just a little round puck like that. If you think about a hockey puck, it looks like that, soft dome. And they've got springs. You just stick them up, boom, they pop up into the plywood or whatever you've got up there for a ceiling. And those are dimmable. Those are dimmable. And all your Montanas, they're dimmable. Most of your newer modern Class A's, B's, C's, pull-behinds, fifth wheels, those types of things. Most of them have these puck lights for a number of reasons. They're not very expensive, they are dimmable, and again, they're easy to install, and that's the trick of the trade anymore. Okay, hope you found this helpful. I love doing projects like this. Joe and I are going to really like that. And if you like content like this, would you just give me a thumbs up and let me know so that I'll know to do more of these types of things in the future? And subscribe if you haven't done it. I'd love to have you as a subscriber. Click that little bell, ding, new content from Jerry's popping up. Me and Joan traveling about, you'll get to see sweet Joni as we travel out there. I love doing these projects. Yeah, you got it, just as much as I love RV life. Hope to see you in a campground near us soon. Take care.